I began my 31st birthday the same way I had spent the previous 5. Alone in my apartment, staring at my phone and pretending I did not care whether it rang. I hated birthdays now. They reminded me of Claire. 5 years ago, she disappeared without saying goodbye. 1 year later, on my birthday, her first voicemail arrived. "Happy birthday, Daniel. I hope you're okay." I listened to it 20 times that night. Then I hated myself for doing it. If Claire had truly wanted to leave me, why would she keep reminding me that she existed? The next year, another message came. "I hope you're eating properly." The year after that, "I hope you found a reason to smile." Then, "I'm sorry I couldn't explain everything." Every message hurt. Every year, I deleted the voicemail from my phone, but I never truly deleted it. I saved every recording somewhere private because, despite everything I told myself, I still wanted to hear her voice. At 11:59 p.m., I looked at the clock. "Not this year," I whispered. "I'm done waiting." Midnight arrived. My phone vibrated. I stopped breathing. An unknown number appeared on the screen. "No," I whispered. I almost ignored it. Then I pressed play. Claire's voice filled my dark apartment. "Daniel." My eyes burned immediately. "If you're hearing this, then you're finally ready to know the truth." I sat up. "Claire." Her voice trembled. "I know you believe I left you. I know you think I chose another life over you." I gripped the phone tighter. "But I didn't leave you." The recording ended. I stared at the screen. "What?" I replayed it. "But I didn't leave you." I jumped up and called the number. It rang once. Then disconnected. I called again. Nothing. "Answer me." No response. I grabbed my jacket and rushed to Sophie's apartment. She opened the door wearing pajamas. "Daniel? What happened?" "Listen to this." I played the recording. Sophie's expression changed as Claire spoke. When it ended, Sophie looked at me. "That's Claire." "I know." "When did you get this?" "Midnight." "Was it sent live?" "I don't know." She took my phone. "Daniel, when was Claire's last message?" "Tonight." "How old is the recording?" "I don't know." She opened the voicemail details. I watched her face carefully. "What?" She looked at me. "Look at the timestamp." I leaned closer. My stomach tightened. "What am I looking at?" "This file was created 5 years ago." "That's impossible." "It says 5 years ago." "No. Claire sent it tonight." "Someone sent you an old recording tonight." I shook my head. "Why would anyone do that?" "I don't know." "Can you trace the number?" "I can try." She worked for several minutes. Then she shook her head. "Nothing." "What do you mean, nothing?" "The number doesn't exist anymore." I sat down. Sophie looked at me. "Daniel, what happened 5 years ago?" "You know what happened." "I know what you told me. Claire left you. But this message says something else." I looked away. I thought she met someone else. "Did you ever see proof?" "No." "Did she tell you herself?" "No." "Then maybe you believed the wrong story." Her words followed me all night. I looked at Sophie. "Do you believe her?" "I believe the recording is real." "That isn't what I asked." She held my gaze. "Daniel, I believe you deserve to know what happened. What if the truth is worse than what I imagined? Then you face it. What if someone wanted me to hear this? Then we find out who. What if Claire was trying to warn me? Then we listen carefully." I nodded. "I'm scared." "I know. But I'm going. I'm coming with you." "Why?" Because you shouldn't do this alone. For the first time that night, I felt slightly less afraid. The next morning, I went to the police station. Detective James Carter looked up when I entered. Daniel. I need Claire Morgan's case file. His expression hardened. You should let the past stay buried. Why? Because reopening old wounds doesn't change what happened. I received a voicemail from Claire last night. He stopped moving. What did she say? She said she never left me. His face changed. Play it. I handed him my phone. He listened without interrupting. When the recording ended, he looked at me. Where did you get this? Unknown number. Does anyone else have it? Sophie. Carter sighed. Daniel, there's something you need to understand. What? Claire never moved away. My throat tightened. What are you saying? She died 3 days after the night you believed she abandoned you. I stared at him. No. I'm sorry. No. That can't be true. The official report says it was a car accident. Then why did everyone tell me she left? I don't know who told you that. I stepped backward. For 5 years, I had hated Claire. I had imagined her building a new life without me. I had blamed her for every lonely night. But she had been dead. My knees felt weak. Who identified her? Her family. Was there an investigation? Yes. Was anyone arrested? No. Why? Because we believed it was an accident. I looked at Carter. You believed wrong. He said nothing. I walked out of the station feeling like the ground had disappeared beneath me. That evening, I sat alone in my apartment and replayed Claire's message. I didn't leave you. I whispered. Then why did you let me believe you did? My phone vibrated. Another file appeared. No number. No name. Just 4 words on the screen. You were never the target. I stared at the message. Who sent this? My apartment was silent. I checked the hallway. Nothing. I locked the door and checked it twice. I suddenly wished Claire were here beside me. Then another thought struck me. If I was never the target, who was? And why had Claire spent 5 years trying to make sure I finally discovered the truth? I spent the entire next morning searching through everything I had kept from Claire. Photographs. Letters. Old gifts. A birthday card with a faded red ribbon. For 5 years, I had treated those things like painful memories. Now they looked like evidence. Sophie sat beside me on the floor. What are you looking for? I don't know. That isn't helpful. I know. I'm trying to remember something I missed. She picked up an old photograph. Is this from your last summer together? Yes. You look happy. We were. What changed? I stared at the picture. Our last argument. What happened? I swallowed. Claire accused me of trusting Ryan too much. What did you say? I said, you've changed, Claire. Sophie looked at me. And what did she say? I closed my eyes. She said, no, Daniel. I've finally learned who I can trust. Who did you think she meant? I thought she meant me. And now? Now I think she meant Ryan. Sophie placed the photograph down. Did she mention anything else? She said I would understand one day. Did you ask her what she meant? I was angry. I told her I didn't want to hear another accusation. And then she walked away. I looked at the floor. That was the last time I saw her. Sophie was quiet. Then she asked, what about her mother? Elena. Yes. Have you spoken to her? No. You should. I hesitated before calling. Elena answered after several rings. Hello. Mrs. Morgan, it's Daniel. The line went silent. I don't want to speak to you. Please. You've caused enough pain. I know what you believe happened. I know what happened. No. I just learned Claire died. Another silence followed. Then Elena whispered, Who told you? Detective Carter. And now you want answers. I need them. You should have needed them 5 years ago. I did. I thought she left me. You believed she abandoned you. Yes. Elena's voice broke. Claire never abandoned you. My heart tightened. Then what happened? Come here. I drove to her house immediately. When Elena opened the door, she looked older than I remembered. She stepped aside. Claire knew something was wrong, she said. What did she know? I don't know everything. Please tell me what you do know. Elena disappeared into another room. When she returned, she carried an old wooden box. This belonged to Claire. I opened it carefully. Inside were photographs, a broken watch, and several handwritten pages. One sentence made my stomach drop. If Daniel ever learns the truth, tell him I was trying to protect him. I looked at Elena. Why didn't you show me this? She began crying. Because Claire made me promise. Promise what? That I would keep you away from Ryan. Why? Because Claire believed you would go after him. Did she think Ryan hurt her? I don't know. You must know something. I know my daughter was afraid. Afraid of Ryan. Afraid of what would happen if you learned the truth. I closed the box. Why didn't anyone tell me? Because Claire believed you would die trying to save her. I couldn't answer. Elena touched my arm. She loved you. I whispered, then why did she leave me? She didn't. That answer followed me all the way home. That night, I called Ryan. Daniel. We need to talk. About what? Claire. His voice changed. What about her? She's dead. Silence. Then he said, Daniel, I thought you knew. I stared at the wall. You knew. I thought her family told you. You knew she was dead. Yes. Then why did you let me believe she abandoned me? I didn't know what you had been told. You never corrected me. I was trying to stay out of it. Out of what? Ryan didn't answer. Did you send the birthday messages? No. Are you sure? Yes. I heard his breathing change. Daniel, you don't understand what Claire was involved in. I stood up. What was she involved in? You need to stop asking questions. Why? Because you're putting yourself in danger. What did she find? He was silent. Then he whispered, she found something she was never supposed to find. What? I can't tell you. Then I'll find out myself. Daniel, listen to me. I ended the call. When I returned home, my apartment door was open. I froze. I checked every room. Nothing looked disturbed. Then I noticed the empty space on my desk. Claire's wooden box was gone. I felt my blood run cold. Someone had entered my apartment. Someone had searched for Claire's evidence. And now they had it. My phone vibrated. I grabbed it. Another voicemail. Claire's voice whispered through the speaker. Daniel, don't trust Ryan. I stood completely still. For the first time, I understood that Claire's death wasn't the end of the story. It was the beginning. I called Sophie immediately. Someone broke into my apartment. What did they take? The box. The blue box. No. Elena's wooden box. Daniel, get out of there. I'm not leaving. Why? Because whoever took it wanted something inside. Did you call the police? Not yet. You need to. I will. Did you find anything else? No. Then listen to me. Don't confront Ryan. Why? Because Claire warned you about him. I know. And now someone has entered your home. I looked toward the hallway. Sophie, what if Ryan didn't send the voicemail? Then someone else did. Who? I don't know. That scares me. It should. I picked up my jacket. I'm going back to Elena. Daniel, wait. What? Ask her about the broken watch. I stopped. Why? She might know why Claire kept it. I looked at the empty space where the box had been. I'm going. Call me when you arrive. I promise. I left the apartment with one thought burning inside my mind. Claire had spent years trying to warn me. Now someone was trying to silence the warning. And I knew someone was already watching me closely. I stopped thinking about revenge and started thinking about survival. Sophie locked my apartment door behind us and looked at me. If someone is willing to break into your home, you need evidence before you confront anyone again. I agree. Then we find out what Claire was hiding. We returned to Claire's old workplace that afternoon. I remembered the building as a place where she used to smile whenever I visited. Now every hallway felt like a warning. Sophie pointed toward her former office. Do you know where she kept private files? Usually in that cabinet. I opened it. Nothing. Check the bottom. I pulled out the drawers. Before I could search further, my phone vibrated. Unknown number. I answered. Hello. A nervous male voice said, Daniel. Yes. Who is this? My name is Nathan Cole. I knew the name. Ryan's brother. Yes. Why are you calling me? Because I know what my brother did. My stomach tightened. Where can I meet you? An old storage facility near the train station. Come alone. Sophie shook her head when I told her. You're not going alone. Nathan met us outside the facility. He kept looking over his shoulder. You need to understand something, he said. Ryan is not the only person involved. What did he do? His company was hiding illegal financial records. What kind of records? Payments, fake contracts, transfers. Claire discovered them. I stepped closer. What else? Nathan swallowed. Victor Hale. I recognized the name immediately. Ryan's biggest investor. Yes. Victor was using Ryan's company to move stolen money. Sophie asked, how much? Enough to destroy several businesses. I looked at Nathan. Claire knew. She knew everything. Then why didn't she tell me? Because Ryan panicked. He begged her to stay quiet. Did she agree? No. What happened? She planned to expose them. Nathan reached into his jacket and handed me a small key. This belonged to Claire. I stared at it. What does it open? A storage unit. We entered the unit together. My hands shook as I opened the lock. Inside, I found dozens of documents, photographs, bank records, and handwritten pages. I picked up a photograph. Ryan was standing beside Victor. Another showed them entering a private office. Sophie whispered, Daniel, look. She held up a bank statement. These transfers match the dates on Claire's notes. I found several letters. The final one had my name on it. I opened it slowly. Daniel, I read aloud, if you are reading this, then I failed to protect you. My voice cracked. Claire knew Ryan was dangerous. Sophie touched my shoulder. Keep reading. I continued. I wanted to tell you everything. I wanted to run away with you, but someone had started following you home. I stopped. Sophie whispered, Daniel. I forced myself to continue. I was afraid they would kill you if they discovered that you knew what I knew. So I made the hardest decision of my life. I pretended to abandon you. My eyes filled with tears. I wanted you to hate me. I thought hatred would keep you away from the truth. I could barely speak. I planned to disappear before they could find me, but they found me first. My hands trembled harder. The accident was not an accident. They forced my car off the road. I lowered the letter. She knew. Sophie took my hand. Daniel, we have to give this to the police. Not yet. She stared at me. Why? I need copies. I'm not going to let them destroy the evidence. Then we make several. We photographed everything before leaving. Nathan looked at me. Daniel, there is one more thing. What? Ryan didn't know everything Claire had. What did she keep from him? A second set of records. Where? I don't know. Then why tell me? Because Claire told me that if anything happened, I should trust you. You shouldn't. Trust the evidence. Nathan handed me another envelope. What is this? Claire gave it to me months before she died. I opened it. Inside was a photograph of Victor's car. On the back, Claire had written one sentence: "Follow the money, not the lies." Can you trace these accounts? I can try. Do it. He nodded. But Daniel, promise me something. What? Don't confront Victor yourself. Promise. I promise. I left his office knowing I had crossed a line. There was no going back. Sophie asked, "Are you ready?" No. Then why continue? Because Claire died believing I might survive. I looked at her. I owe her the truth. She squeezed my hand. Then let's finish what she started. For the first time since Claire disappeared, I felt something stronger than grief. I felt purpose. Detective Carter examined the evidence that evening. He looked at me. This changes the entire case. Will you reopen it? Yes. What about Ryan? Carter sighed. Ryan has powerful connections. Be careful. That night, my phone rang. Ryan. I answered. You should stop digging. Did you kill Claire? Silence. Ryan, answer me. His voice became weak. I didn't mean for her to die. My entire body froze. You were there. Yes. You were there that night. I was. Why didn't you save her? Ryan began crying. Because Victor threatened my family. I felt rage consuming me. You let Claire die to save yourself. I was afraid. You were her friend. I know. You knew she was trying to protect me. I know. I hung up. For the first time, I understood the difference between justice and revenge. I wanted Ryan destroyed. But I wanted the truth exposed even more. Before I went to sleep, another voicemail arrived. I pressed play. Claire whispered, Daniel, if you ever hear this one, please forgive me for making you hate me. I covered my face and broke down. For 5 years, I had hated the wrong person. Claire had never abandoned me. She had sacrificed herself to keep me alive. The investigation became public within days. Every news channel carried Claire's name, Ryan's company, and Victor Hale. I watched the reports beside Sophie. They're saying Claire was murdered, I said. They're finally saying the truth, Sophie replied. Ryan's company began collapsing. Investors pulled out, employees disappeared, and hidden accounts were exposed. Nathan called me. I found more financial records, he said. Can you prove the money came from Victor? Yes. Every transfer connects back to his private accounts. I breathed slowly. Then send everything to Carter. I already did. Detective Carter called that evening. The original accident report has serious problems, he said. What kind? The brake inspection was incomplete. Several photographs were missing. The timeline was changed. Changed by whom? I'm still investigating. Do you believe Claire was murdered? I do now. The next morning, Mrs. Wilson contacted Carter. She had been Claire's neighbor on the night she died. Carter called me immediately. You need to hear this. I met them at the station. Mrs. Wilson looked nervous. I saw a car outside Claire's house that night, she said. What kind? A dark sedan. Did you recognize it? She looked at me. It belonged to Ryan. My chest tightened. Are you certain? I saw him driving it several times. Did you see Ryan that night? No. But I saw his car. She lowered her voice. And I heard Claire scream. I closed my eyes. What did she scream? I couldn't understand every word. I only heard, Daniel, run. My heart broke. Carter stood. That statement changes the entire case. 2 days later, Ryan was arrested. Victor tried to escape the country, but Carter stopped him at the airport. When I heard the news, I expected relief. Instead, I felt strangely empty. I visited Ryan in prison. He looked older than I remembered. You came for revenge, he said. No. I came for the truth. He studied my face. Does that make you feel better? I shook my head. No. Why? Because Claire is still dead. Nothing you say can change that. Ryan looked down. I loved her too. I stared at him. Then you should have protected her. His eyes filled with tears. I was afraid. You were her friend. I know. You watched her die. I know. You let me hate her for 5 years. I know. I stood. Your fear destroyed 3 lives. Ryan whispered, I'm sorry. I walked away. Outside, Carter called. Victor's evidence is overwhelming, he said. And Claire. Her name is cleared. I stopped walking. She's officially cleared. Yes. For the first time in years, I felt one piece of the weight inside me disappear. The news spread quickly. People finally learned that Claire had not abandoned me. She had died trying to protect me. But victory felt empty. That evening, I returned to the river where Claire and I had first met. I carried her old watch and sat beneath our tree. I played her final voicemail. Daniel, I don't know if you'll ever hear this. But if you do, please don't spend your life waiting for me. You deserve to live. I cried without hiding my face. Sophie sat beside me. You loved her. I still do. I know. But loving her doesn't mean I have to remain broken. Sophie smiled through her tears. That's what she wanted. I stared at the river. For 5 years, I made Claire's disappearance my identity. You were grieving. I was also refusing to live. You thought she chose to leave. I know. Now I understand she never chose anything. I held the watch tightly. She was taken from me. Sophie said nothing. I continued. But I still have a choice. What choice? I can remain trapped in that night, or I can finally walk away from it. My phone rang. Detective Carter. Daniel, there's one more voicemail. I stood immediately. What do you mean? It was scheduled for your birthday, 1 year after Claire died. Why wasn't it delivered? I don't know. The file was hidden. Can you send it? I already did. My hands shook as I opened it. Claire's voice began. Daniel, if you are hearing this, Something went wrong. I closed my eyes. Then she said a name I never expected. Marcus. My brother. I looked at Sophie. Marcus. She nodded slowly. What could Claire possibly have known about my brother? I played the message again, but it ended there. For the first time since learning the truth, my grief changed into fear. I had spent days believing the mystery was finally over. I was wrong. Claire had cleared her own name. She had exposed Ryan. She had brought Victor down. But she had left me one final warning. And somehow, my own brother was at the center of it. I called Marcus, but he did not answer. I tried again. Still nothing. Sophie asked, "Do you want me to come with you?" "Yes." "Then we leave now." I grabbed my keys. Before I reached the door, Carter called again. "Daniel, listen carefully." "I'm listening." The voicemail metadata shows Claire recorded it before her death. So she knew Marcus was involved. We don't know that. But she said his name. Yes. What should I do? Do not confront him alone. I looked at Sophie. Carter says I shouldn't go alone. Then I'm coming. I nodded. 4 years, Marcus had been the person I trusted most after Claire. Now even that trust felt fragile. I picked up Claire's watch and slipped it into my pocket. Sophie asked, "Are you afraid?" "Yes." "Good." I looked at her. "Why good?" "Because fear means you understand what's at stake." I opened the door. I thought finding the truth would give me peace. Maybe it still will. After I find out what Marcus knows. We walked into the night together. Behind me, Claire's final voicemail remained open on my phone. One name. One warning. One secret waiting to destroy everything I thought I knew about my past. I drove straight to Marcus's house. I did not call first. I did not want another excuse, another silence, or another lie. When he opened the door, I stepped inside. "Marcus, what did Claire tell you?" He looked away. "Answer me." "I can't." "You can. You just don't want to." I pulled out my phone. "Listen." I played Claire's final voicemail. "Daniel, if you are hearing this, something went wrong." Then her voice said, "Marcus." I stopped the recording. Marcus closed his eyes. "You knew." He whispered, "Yes." My anger rose. "How long?" 5 years. "You knew Claire was in danger?" "Yes." "You knew Ryan was involved?" "Yes." "And you said nothing?" "I was threatened." "By Victor?" "Yes." "What did he threaten?" Marcus finally looked at me. He said if I helped Claire, you would die. I felt my hands shake. "So you chose silence." "I thought I was saving you." "You were saving my life while destroying it." "I know." "No, you don't know. You let me believe Claire abandoned me." "I thought that was safer." "Safer?" My voice broke. "I spent 5 years hating the woman I loved because you were too afraid to tell me the truth." "I'm sorry." "Sorry doesn't give me those 5 years back." Marcus lowered his head. "I wanted to tell you." "Then why didn't you?" "Because Victor had people watching you." I stared at him. "Did Claire know?" "Yes." "Did she know you were protecting me?" "She hoped I was." I stepped back. "Then why did she leave you the final letter?" Marcus walked toward a desk. "Because she wanted you to have it when everything was over." He opened a drawer and handed me a small envelope. "Claire left this with me." My name was written across it. I opened it with trembling hands. I read aloud. "Daniel, if you're reading this, then everyone finally knows the truth. I need you to understand one thing. I never wanted revenge. I wanted you to live. I stopped. Marcus said, "Keep reading." I wiped my eyes. "Please don't make my death the reason you stop living." I closed my eyes. Those words broke something inside me. For 5 years, I had wanted revenge. I had imagined Ryan suffering. I had imagined Victor losing everything. I had imagined making everyone feel the pain I carried. But Claire wanted something different. She wanted me alive. Not angry. Not broken. Alive. I looked at Marcus. "She saved me again." Marcus nodded. "Yes." I folded the letter. "I'm still angry with you. I understand. I may never forgive you. I understand that too. But I won't destroy my life because of what happened." Marcus began crying. That's what Claire wanted. Before I left Marcus's house, I stopped at the door. One question. He looked at me. Did Claire ever regret loving me? Marcus shook his head. She regretted hurting you. She never regretted loving you. I swallowed hard. That's all I needed to know. At the trial, I sat through every hearing. I heard Ryan admit that fear had made him betray Claire. I heard Victor deny everything until the evidence became impossible to escape. I heard Carter explain how the accident had been staged. When the verdict came, I felt no celebration. I simply closed my eyes. Claire had waited 5 years for the truth. Now she finally had it. Later, Sophie asked me, "What will you do now?" I answered, "Something Claire never got the chance to do." "What?" "Build a future." I kept my promise. I stopped measuring my life by the night Claire died. I started measuring it by the mornings I chose to keep going. That became my real victory. And for once, I finally believed myself without fear. 1 year later, I returned to the river where Claire and I had first met. Sophie stood beside me. I carried Claire's old watch in my hand. She looked at me. "Are you ready?" I looked across the water. For years, I thought moving on meant forgetting Claire. Sophie shook her head. "It doesn't." "I know now." "What does it mean?" "It means carrying her memory without letting it control my future." Sophie smiled. "That sounds like peace." "I think I finally understand it." I placed Claire's watch inside a small wooden box. Then I held it for one last moment. "I loved you, Claire." My voice trembled. "I always will." My phone suddenly vibrated. My heart stopped. I looked at the screen. Another voicemail. For 1 second, I was afraid to press play. Then I did. My own voice filled the silence. "Happy birthday, Daniel. You survived." I laughed through my tears. Sophie asked, "Did you make that?" "Yes." "Why?" "Because I needed to hear it from myself." I looked at the old voicemails saved on my phone. 5 years of messages. 5 years of pain. 5 years of waiting. I deleted them. Not because I stopped loving Claire. Because I no longer needed her voice to prove that she mattered. I turned toward the river. "Goodbye, Claire." I took a breath. "Thank you for saving me." Sophie waited quietly. I finally walked away. For 5 years, I waited for Claire to leave me one more voicemail. I finally realized the message I had been waiting for was the one I needed to give myself. I survived, and I was allowed to live again.